The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, squeezably soft host. Once more into the breach do we go, dear friends. We're up 17 points on the S&P cash. Volume's a little lighter than yesterday, but of course we were thinking about what the FOMC meeting would say. And I think you have to listen to somebody specific, and that is old King Dollar. King Dollar was down a little bit. It's rallied into the news here of the FOMC meeting, and I think that's pretty much all you need to know. It looks like we're going to tag $100 either today or tomorrow, and we'll see how much energy we have to go get it. Markets did not really pull back that much, but again, volume is a little lighter. I'm expecting some kind of, and like I said yesterday, somewhere around in here. Not expecting a whole lot higher or a whole lot lower in the S&P. But we're out making new day highs as we go. And I think a great deal of that is just too many people that are short the market. I think the market did a pretty good job of getting a lot of people short, and it's doing a pretty good job of squeezing them. And not softly like I am squeezable, but hard. Oh, that makes me think of the other saying. Anyway, we're up a couple more points. We'll keep an eye on that. Volume is not big. It has, we probably got about 200 million shares in the last 6 minutes, 200 million on the NYSE, and that tells us that there's a little juice out here. I have a feeling there's just too many people that are short out here. But I'm not expecting this to last. I think we're going to probably back and fill here into Friday, but we shall see. I certainly would not be short this market into Friday. I don't think anyway. Maybe you might pick up some pennies, but you're picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. And as every day we come to you between 2 and 3 p.m.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
It always does. And we like to kick off the show with a little bit of history.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1928, I don't know why this thing is not picking up my changes, but I won't do it now. There it is. Not 1970. 1928. Mickey Mouse makes his film debut in the first talking cartoon, Steamboat Willie. Originally named Mortimer, the mouse was a doodle created out of desperation by Walt Disney on a transcontinental train ride a few months earlier. After a rival filmmaker, Charlie Mintz, stole the rights to Disney's hit character, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, he went with the mouse and became a giant powerhouse. Of course, a lot of this had to do with the evil of Edison. He was running around suing everybody in the world, which caused most of the filmmakers that were in New Jersey to move to a little town that no one thought about, where the weather was almost always fairly nice. It was great for doing movies. They called that place Hollywood. It was actually Hollywood or Hollywood Land, because there was a small little, maybe 100 houses put right underneath that mountain where the big sign sits. And of course, Hollywood kind of slightly moved after that. But that is why, if you look at the early signs, it just says Hollywood, or it says Hollywood Land, not Hollywood. But kind of interesting. Of course, Mr. Walt Disney himself finished his, borrowed a bunch of money, finished his movie, and then took it and literally rented out, I think, 2 or 3 theaters in New York City. and got a movie to go behind it and played his little short in front of it. Soon, within a few days, everybody was asking if they just could come in and see the short. He was the biggest hit. And the next probably 3 or 4 years, a animated mouse was the biggest hit next to Rin 1010. Rin 1010. I guess he really kind of displaced Rin 1010. But of course, if Edison had his way, you'd still be watching pictures of cats fighting. Yes, nothing is new under the sun, my friends. The internet has turned into nothing but cats. And guess what? Early films were nothing but cats doing various things. They didn't have a whole lot of actors. People were willing to go see anything because, of course, it beat staring at their wife or their husband. But it took pretty much Disney to break out and start his own studio to get things rolling. But that is it. What else do we have going on here? Wow, what a nice little spike out here, 2075. A little bit more than I thought. I think we're probably going to get a little bit of pullback now in the next few days. We'll have to see. But my guess is we had a lot of people short, probably too short for conditions. Okay, what else is going on today? February 26th of next year, there will be no more market stop orders in the New York Stock Exchange. This basically follows the lead of the NASDAQ and other broker-dealers across the country, not broker-dealers, other exchanges across the country. You can still do it with a broker-dealer, but what they're trying to do is keep these orders from going to the floor where everybody can see them. If the order is held at your broker-dealer, then he's the only one that can screw you. That order is not out on the market system, and of course, the high-frequency traders cannot see it. But if we look at stocks like yesterday in GNC, which we'll talk about here in a minute, I mean, it's still down $1 or $2, and actually down $1.2805 as we look. But that people were able to see those market stop orders was just free money to these high-frequency traders who would run ad nauseum anybody that put in a market stop order because it was not only the broker did have it, but of course the exchange had it, and that information was available to market players, so they just wipe you out. But that's going to be it. That'll be changing in February 26th. You'll still be able to put in additional orders at your broker-dealer. This is where I would say that you probably want a broker-dealer that guarantees that he will not trade against you. If you're talking about Goldman Sachs, even their customers are ripe for taking their cash. Like I said, the Chinese have kind of an attitude that your cash is their cash. Goldman Sachs, pretty much the same thing. Even if you're one of the customers, you're there to be fleeced. They give you the opportunity to trade with them or do business with them. And part of that is just every once in a while, whenever they want to take some cash, they get to take it from you. And it doesn't, like a lot of other stuff out there, is tough. But like I said, I would look for broker-dealers that guarantee you that they will not trade against you in the marketplace. And most of the ones that retail broker-dealers have do. The big fish out there, J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, they're always trading against their own customers. It is eat or be eaten in that business. Of course, GoPro was down and looking rather sickly here earlier today. There's no real mystery to this. If I could borrow shares, I would have shorted this thing a long time ago. Unfortunately, at the highs, the premiums were ridiculous. I think I told you that already. I think you would have had to, at $95, I remember, I think it was $78. You would have had to have it hit $78 to break even. And that it was just ridiculous risk reward. So I didn't play it. It's down another 6% today. Of course, the firms out there, analysts, have lowered its full year fiscal 2016 per share earnings forecast to $1.03 from $1.35. That'll soon be 75 cents. At least the analysts are saying what everybody saw 6 months ago, and that is that they're already seeing these products discounted. And most likely, all the people that are jumping out of airplanes and doing double backflips on motocross bikes probably have their GoPros already now. And yeah, will they break a few? Yeah. Will they kill themselves and not need any more? Yeah. But the whole idea that this was a content company, the lies that went around when this became public are nothing new. This one was an easy one to spot, and everybody knew it. That the broker-dealers let him get away with putting out a bunch of these shares in his own account, not his own account, but an account of his own doing for philanthropy was interesting enough. But I'll be very surprised if this company is not either bought out or broke in 2 years. This one looks like it could go incredibly quickly. And that's it for the traditional news. We'll probably get into actually charts here as soon as we can. Hang on just a second. And take a quick look at GoPro as I'm watching the market incessantly. Okay, we're off our little pop here where they ran the shorts. You know, there's nothing out here to really stop anybody. We broke through the IPO price a long time ago, a week or 10 days ago. There's nothing out here to really say that anything changes anytime soon for it. But the volume down tells you everything from that August 10th high that you needed to know. And, of course, that the dad of the CEO knew every inside and outside way of taking everybody to the cleaners as he went and IPO'd the stock was it. Now, I guess we talked a little bit about it tomorrow, but I said that I didn't suspect that there was any way that the market was going down. One of the things that Wall Street has to do is make a market so that they can push new paper out. Tomorrow, we've got those two IPOs we talked about on Monday. And my guess is that at least till 10:30, they're going to make everything smell like sweetness and light, like rainbows coming out of a unicorn's rear end. Everything will be perfect and lovely, and there will be absolutely no reason not to buy companies like Square and others and push them out. I guess they priced either last night or tonight, but both of those, I think, go out tomorrow. And, of course, after that, we may see a little bit of a pullback, and I'll be watching that for some potential last-minute plays and options. Anyway, we will be back in a minute. You can give me a call at 877-927-6648. You can email me at path@tfnn.com. And, of course, type in the den if you want me to ask a question.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Technomental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And we've got several questions. We'll answer a couple from the den and then a couple from the email. The first one, which is good, is what is Square? Square is the payment processing system. You may have received some of the cards in your mailbox that showed a small adapter you plugged in your iPhone or your Android phone and swiped credit cards with. It is a small payment processing company that works with extremely small companies. And they give you a much better rate than the confiscatory rates that the big companies do. And, of course, most of those big companies don't even want to bother with smaller folks. Like mama and pop shops that, take $5,000 in a month on credit cards. That's nothing to them, and they really don't care. So Square has gone after that business. Of course, Square has kind of made a deal with Starbucks and started off with there, but it's basically a payment processing system with credit cards, and it offers the ability for lower level and lower tier businesses to do business at a fairly decent rate. They don't charge a whole lot. And that between attacking a market that has been ignored and also doing it at a fairly decent price could be a good business out there. But haven't heard about it lately. Of course, it's got a dual CEO. Now the Twitter CEO is the same CEO as Square, so you have to watch that. And other than that, probably not a lot to go. The other question was, we were talking about GoPro. Apparently, Taser got a big contract for body cameras for police officers. And the question is, why wouldn't GoPro? If you think GoPro's at $18, they get a big contract for $31 million or something. and that margin goes to 15 or 20%, Taser probably happy about it. GoPro's stock would go to 5 because it would make them all look like they weren't the giant company making 60, 70% margins like Apple and Intel. And basically, the only way you could have gotten ever to a $90 price point with GoPro is figure that they would, and forever, be able to sell products with that 60, 70% margin markup, and it just doesn't work that well. Interesting. Let's check back into the S&P. Already in progress. We're still up 20 points, 2.46 billion shares, but the volumes kind of dropped off. The non-event is over. I think we kind of spiked, probably hit the high between now and Friday's close. So probably looking at that trading range between 2075 and probably 2055. Probably got a 20-point trading range in here before Friday. At least that's what I suspect. But, you know, we're probably right at the tip of what happened. I'm hoping that all the action isn't over before Friday, although we might have seen a great deal of it. As yesterday said, that I expected volatility to go lower into Friday. I was kind of surprised that we got this big a bump this quickly. I thought we would kind of trickle up into Friday. But what else is going on? Oh, I had a question in my email. Now, where's that at? You can, of course, email me at path@tfnn.com. I think I accidentally deleted it. So we'll go on to other things. Maybe they'll email me back, or I can dig through the trash folder at the next break, which is what I'll do. Oh, I remember what the question was. I forgot who asked it, but it was whether or not there was any issues with GNC now that they weren't quote, quote, named. And it looks like they're at least part of the investigation. So that's why this thing hasn't decided to move back through. But I think we have two things. One, the NYSE coming out with the announcement today about the stop orders. They were probably going to do it anyway. But it kind of, I think it pushed that announcement forward. But the other thing on GNC themselves is whether or not the, what can I say? I want to say this without getting too far. They are at least some way liable. And I think the way that GNC is going to be liable is not criminal, like the couple of outfits down here in Florida, but more likely they're going to be civil in the way there will be some kind of civil penalty. Now, they are saying that they are cooperating with the investigation. That probably means that they cross the line and will pay a fee of some kind, but it's unclear right now exactly what that fee is going to be. Kind of murky, and that's why I don't think you're going to see GNC change. The business wasn't doing great to begin with. We'll be back.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we are back. Going to what is in play out here today. Need to open that back up, find my little stuff out here. And of course, Fairchild Semiconductors buying is going to be bought by on Semiconductor. So there's a little bit up on FCS. We'll take a quick look at it. Fairchild Semiconductor, though, kind of an old, there isn't a lot of new technology. Let me put it that way. This is another one of those companies that you call glue companies. You make the integrated chip that like Intel has, which is the processor that has 60, 70, 80% margins. But then you have a ton of these chips that sell for $1 or 50 cents or a quarter or even 10 cents in volume. And some of these things are a lot of them are pretty cheap in volume. And these chips have to be put around, of course, the expensive chip to get everything correct. Now, Intel has worked very hard at putting all that kind of glue into a couple of chips that go around it. If you look at a PC circuit board now, everything's in like 3 chips. It used to be in 25 chips. But there's still some decent business in this, and it is decent margin because, of course, you still have to build them. You still have to get foundries. And the problem is that a 50% margin on a $1 product is 50 cents. You still have the same amount of shipping for the most part and support and returns and a lot of other stuff. So it's not a bad business. In fact, I'd be rich if I had Fairchild Semiconductor. What isn't it? It isn't something that's going to be able to return that kind of cash out into the market. And by putting these two together and getting rid of some of the competition in the less expensive, less margin-y products, both of these companies should do a little bit better out here. Let's take a quick look at the IBB. Looked to me like everybody had been rather short the IBB in this thing. Well, it had a little bit of a pullback. And it looks like it's going to just drift higher on lighter volume here into Friday. Look for the test of the 341.25. What else did I have out here? Mr. Dollar Index. Take a look. Okay. Well, let's look at some of the stuff that I brought to the table here. Want to look at Casey's General Store. We've talked about this one. It's hanging out here at the highs. I think their earnings date is very soon. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, December 8th. We got a little while to go on this one, but certainly not a lot of volume. Retail stores have not been doing that well, but at least I guess a few people are thinking that this is going to do fairly well. Light volume test out here. Energy's about the same. I would wish that the energy off this October 1st low up to the high today probably had just a little less energy. Of course, when we look at the commodity space, we need to think about Andy Heck and his webinar tomorrow night. I wanted to give a special shout out to my brother from another mother, Andy Heck, and say that it will be well worth your time and effort to get set up for the webinar tomorrow night with him on commodities and oil. And just go to the front page of TFNN and look under breaking news. As always, and you can find a way to sign up, but do it now, not later. I hope Andy's listening. Everybody knows. And he knows that I'm more than willing to give him the plug that he deserves out there. Anyway, we're talking about gold, and 60 cents, not really moving a great deal. But what we have is a few charts out here that look at least like we may have a temporary bottom or close to a temporary bottom. Not a lot of volume out here in a couple of these stocks, but they showed up in my scan. I'm not going to be going along these things, but it looks like maybe at some point we're going to have a low in these. Core Mining, CDE, or is it Creve Core? I thought it used to be Creve Core Mining. Anyway, August 7th, you had your big volume day at 5.9 million shares. You had a day out here that just had a spike of volume. I don't know if that spike is wrong or not, but it's not at a low. September 14th, you had 5.2 million shares. Now, we've got 2.8 million shares yesterday. Today, 1.2 million shares and a nice little doji. Eventually, I guess the question is whether these companies go out of business or whether they can continue on. But there's more than one of these gold stocks that are out here. And they kind of look similar. Harmony Mining is about the same for a 50-cent stock out here at this point. Do you just buy this thing as a non-expiring call on gold in case nukes get fired or something? And that's a bad idea now that I think about it. Of course, this one had the same thing. Your big volume day was September 11th. 4.2 million shares, spiked it on October 1st, but half the volume, not bad. You get your automatic rally. Yeah, you're pulling back out here, and the volume is getting late. So not too bad. These are probably better patterns I'd like. And what I would love to do is either see a washout in all of these stocks and in gold, or no one talk about them for about 45 days. I'd love to hear zero about gold, maybe until the 1st of January, till everybody forgets it. And that's normally when there's a good time to buy it. But one of the gentlemen I like the best out there, I'm trying to remember his name now, Jim Grant, always said that it's important to buy gold, but it's more important to sell it. And probably a good deal if you've hung on way too long, as many people do in gold trades. But a good look, I can't say that the charts look bad. I can just say that the best buys I've had in gold have been when they've actually acted and ran everybody out of the market, kind of like GNC yesterday. But I would not be surprised to see something like that. But have maybe gold have a little bit more oomph when it comes back. I would not be hanging out here waiting for it to happen. I would wait and not anticipate, but react when it does. But you've got a couple charts out here that look pretty interesting. And, you know, could they go lower? Yeah. But might, especially as we go into quiet time at the end of the year, I may be looking at a couple of these that have no volume and picking them up in case anything bad or untoward happened in the market. One way of buying some downside protection if everything goes to hell in a handbasket. But don't think it is. See if there's anything else. Okay, that's it. I was looking at alumina. I actually put this in my newsletter today. The reason why is some of these stocks are starting to come back up to their retracement levels and confluence levels. In the case of this one, it is right up there today. I wanted to see how some of these came right up. Well, it's tagged it today. The high of that confluence level was 181. It's this is not one that I would trade against, but it is one you want to see how these stocks start to react and what kind of volume they have as they come back in. More than likely, if there was energy off the bottom, then when you hit these consolidation zones or confluence zones that are rather large, you end up more in a congestion zone than you do in a brick wall where the thing is and you can just short it. Of course, this company is big in the DNA sequencing business. It's now gone through these gaps, still has that high volume low, and that's what would always bother everybody at the October 6th low in this. And I think, you know, if this thing just went sideways for a week or so, this may be something that I might even be interested in shorting. Unfortunately, it's probably going to have to take a little while and a bit of time out here to really get into it. But as we look at the volume, this is probably, if you were buying this thing off the bottom, I think this is where your logical objective would have to have been where you were going to sell it. What else do we have out here? NMBL. Nimble Storage. And they're not that nimble. They're down here at their lows. And that's what I wanted to see, whether we had volume, and we are picking up volume out here today. It hasn't broken the low. You got 1917. I thought maybe you might get into it today. Let's zoom in here just a little bit more. Yeah, still got decent volume out here. Looks like we're going to go tag that $19.17 low. NMIH Holdings. Another one down here. What do these guys do? Some of these people, I don't have time to keep up with everything. Mortgage Guaranteed Insurance Services. Ooh. Oh, boy, I made a bunch of money off of this in the downturn in the housing business. I was short these stocks, and they all pretty much blew up, even faster than the housing stocks and the bankers themselves. It was easy to see these guys were 100% losses. I don't think probably looking at the same anymore, but certainly I'm not real pumped on the housing business, thinking that we probably have a trading range in this for the next few years as we see slightly higher interest rates coming to us. February 25th, $7.25, 720,000 shares. We got 870,000 shares. Didn't break it with convention or blow through it. But volume wasn't that bad, 328,000 on November 15th. He actually broke it with higher volume back on the 1st of October. So now we're kind of out here a little lighter volume. But again, it's very tough to be short into Christmas season, even with markets that don't look good. It's Free Plugs Day, yes. Joe Biden would love me, wouldn't he? Anyway, What else do we have out here? Seeing a lot of. Do I have them in here today? I'll go back to them tomorrow. Maybe I do. Commodities look like maybe they found some little respite also. Zinc looked very good earlier on. And you got to think that eventually people are going to use some zinc. I have to ask Andy about that tomorrow. But talk about in the toilet, in the turlet, if you're an All in the Family fan. Horse head is zinc. I think I'd rather have a horse head in my bed than horse head zinc in my portfolio. October 2nd, this hit $2.23, 5.6 million shares. Tested it on October 9th with 3.6 million shares. Tested it yesterday on 2.9 million shares. You got 1.7 million shares today. But some of these commodity stocks look like they're getting to the point where you're making a bet that either they go higher or they go out of business. And at $2, kind of the price of an option. If you just buy 10, 15, 20 shares, 50 shares, whatever it is, like it was an option, not a bad way to go back, because a lot of these things can turn. This is where you get your 500% and 1,000% returns if things absolutely change, and you can hold for these things. You don't put too much money in them, and you can hold them for a year or two when you're buying the bottom of a commodity cycle. I don't think that commodity cycle's out here yet. Like I said, a few of these going into the bottom or the end of the year might not be a bad play in case everything goes to hell in a handbasket. What else do we have out here? Let me update this to see if there's anything else. We've got United States Steel. This is another one out here we were talking about. This commodity kind of at least pause in the downtrend. October 2nd, U.S. Steel, Hyman Roth's favorite company, $9.66, 14 million shares. Now it's kind of drifting down. It's below the previous high to close above 966, but some of these stocks, they may be out. What I dislike about this one is the energy on the last leg down. Zinc looked a lot better. What else do we have out here? Is this Valspar? I don't know what it is. Let's go to another one. TK Offshore Partners. What do we have in this? This is, like I said, a lot of these stocks are looking like we could have this washout. And it may not, it may be in the next few days. But I would wait for some kind of washout a la GNC from yesterday. But even these offshore tanker partner guys, you got to think that if they're putting all the crude out there, that these guys got to be making some money, even if it's just storing crude. August 24th, $13.74, 600,000 shares. Gets in it with 300,000 shares on September 29th. Now we broke it less than 3,000 or 300,000 shares on the 11th. On the 12th, 438. But you really had kind of light variable volume down here. Lighter volume today. We'll be back after this commercial break. Over most of TFNN.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And we're back. Got a question in here. Another one, and that's Stan. And again, Stan, the man, does not tell me where he's from. Another disembodied listener. But I wanted to say, can you give me an entry point for CTL, which is CenturyLink? And, man, I think you'd have to get somewhere around 27.5. I think that would be your entry point in it. You know, you wanted to see 5.8 million shares as you broke the September 9th high, and you never, did you ever get it? Kind of got a spike with 7.4 million. So you've had higher volume out here. You had 3.6. I don't know. It just, you know, you did have a test of the low on lighter volume. Energy really hasn't expanded. Looks to me like you might have a trading range in here that's in that 29 to 27.5 area. That's where you would want to be long. I just don't see a whole lot of reason or a sign of strength out here that makes me think this thing is going much higher. The only sign of strength you might have gotten is on the 5th of November, and that one kind of gave half of it back that day. So you probably have a big seller up there right around 29 bucks, I imagine. That order is probably going to be in there for a while. To get this thing out of the gate, you're going to have above 29 bucks. So thank you, Stan. And maybe if you email me, just let me know the general area that you're at. I don't need a home address, but a general area. I like to know. It helps me especially when I have 20 different Steves that email me, or 5 different Stans. I know Stan from Ohio or Stan from here or there. Oh, wanted to look at a few other stocks while we had time. I guess we've got enough time for one. Rollins Company, ROL. Now, this one, you probably could have got it figured out. You had a nice little bounce. What I didn't like is, like a lot of the others, these stocks, the volume on the way down, or the energy on the way down was too much. You had the August 24th low at 25.76. You tested it with very light volume, so you got to like that. But, what I would really have liked to seen is the energy on the way up and the way down, just the reverse. You had lighter energy up to that September 17th high. You had stronger energy to this low out here. That means that you're probably not going to break 25.76 again, but you're going to be in a consolidation rather than the stock taking off. We have time for one more. NRG Energy. This is back to what we've talked about. And what we talked about in August when these companies started falling apart, that there wasn't a lot of volume, and these things still broke the lows and just kept on going. Looks like we still have that. Like I said, there may be a chance that we get a retracement back in here, but 15 million shares on October 27th, $12.62. But when we get over here on the right side of the chart, 4.6 million shares yesterday as it broke through those lows. Today, nice little doji, 5.8 million shares. So volume actually, it's gone lower a little bit more. So you may have a little bit more out here, but I think we may have a little action in energy, and it may take out till after Thanksgiving. I don't know, but I'm going to watch closely again, looking for the washouts and everything, washouts in gold, crude, and other commodities. And of course, hey, make sure to check out Andy Heck's webinar tomorrow night before we go to Tom O'Brien. And we'll see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.